Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be working on Packet Tracer, exploring Internetworking devices. So there'll be three parts of this activity. First will be identify physical characteristics of Internetworking devices. Part 2 will be select correct modules for connectivity. Part 3 will be connect devices. So here is some background information on this packet tracer, and there's a note on it right here. So let's get started. So part 1, identify physical characteristics of internetworking devices. Step 1 will be identify the management ports of Cisco routers. First, we'll click each router on a packet tracer, and it should give us a physical tab. So each router right here, click it, you will see a physical tab right here. So if you want to see more clear, click zoom in, and now we could able to see more clear in a physical area of the router. So it is asking us what management ports are available. If you see right here, there are two. One is aux, one is console port. So step 2, identify the LAN and WAN interfaces of Cisco router. First step, which LAN and WAN interfaces are available on the east router and how many are there? Click the CLI tab and enter the following command. So we are already in the east router. We'll click the CLI tab and let's start with the command prompt. Show IP interface brief, enter. The output verifies the correct numbers of interfaces and the designation. The VLAN1 interface is a virtual interface that only exists in software. How many physical interfaces are listed? If you see right here, there are 2 gigabytes Ethernet and 2 serial ports. So there are 4 in total, and there's one VLAN, which is virtual connection. For step 3, enter the following command. Show interface Giga Ethernet 0/0. What is the default bandwidth of this interface? If you see right here, the default bandwidth is right in the middle. It says a bandwidth of 1 million kilobit. What is the default bandwidth for the interface? And for serial number, let's look it up. It's a serial 0/0/0. Enter. It's a bandwidth of 1544 kilobits. So if you may wonder why this one has 1 million of kilo bandwidth and this one has 1544 kilobits of bandwidth, because this is not the real or the actual bandwidth. The actual bandwidth will be negotiated with the service provider. So we're done till here. Step 3, identify module expansion slots on switches. How many expansion slots are available to add additional modules to the east router? So let's close this out. East router, physical, zoom in. So there is one free slot. We can put any additional tabs in it. And there's one empty one. I mean, it's a close, but if you open it, it will be 2. But for now, it's only 1 for this scenario. So for second one, click switch 2 or switch 3. How many expansion slots are there? So let's check it out. Switch 3, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expansion slots. And switch 2, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expansion slots. So looks like we're done with the part 1. Let's start part 2. Select correct modules for connectivity. So step 1, determine which modules provide the required connectivity. Click East and then click Physical Lab on the left. Beneath the module labels, you see available options to expand the capability of the router. Click each module. A picture and description displays at the bottom. Familiarize yourself with these options. Okay. If you click each router, it's a physical tab right here. And if you see right here, there are modules in this tab. So this one has the image description and the actual description of it. And if you scroll, if you click a different one, it will show different image and different description because a different port. Same goes on. So you need to connect PC 1, 2, and 3 to each router, but you do not have the necessary funds to purchase a new switch. Which module can you use to connect the 3 PCs to the east router? So if you see right here, we cannot able to use this one because we need at least 3. This one is empty. This one is now. This one looks pretty good. So if you see right here, it provides 4 switching ports, which will help us connect the PC1, PC2, and PC3. So in order to put this on a router, we need to turn this off. So we put it on, turn on the router, we're good to go. How many hosts can you connect to the router using this module? So if you see right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can use 4 actual computers or anything to connect this 4 ports. Step 2, add the correct modules and power up devices. Let's close this out. Click East and attempt to insert the appropriate module from step 1A. We already did this. So this is talking about the step 1A, which is this. So I just completed it right here. And this one just basically is saying to recheck everything. You can now add a module when the power is on. Like I said, you have to turn the power off first, then add a module, then turn it on. So, yep. If you insert the wrong module, you need to remove it. drag the module down to its picture in the bottom right corner and release the mouse button. No, I mean, we did the right module, so we don't have to worry about it. Using the same procedure, insert the appropriate module for step 1B in the empty slot. Furthest to the right in the bottom, switch 2 and switch 3. So let's start with switch 2. Oh, what do they want us to put in here? All right, here if you see on step 1B, you could able to see okay, insert to provide a gigabyte optical connection to switch 3. So gigabyte optical connection will be this. This is the optical connection, whereas this the Ethernet port. So this is optical fast Ethernet interface, whereas we need a gigabit optical connection. So this will be the gigabit optical connection, which will be put on switch 3. Now first we have to turn it off. So we have to put this on switch 3, turn the switch back on, and we're all set. Also, we need to do the same thing for switch 2. Turn off gigabit Ethernet optical connection. Right here, turn it on, we're good to go. So interface brief command to identify slot in which the module was replaced, into which slot was inserted. Okay, so they want us to check the new module we inserted in the switch, and they want to check if what slot it is inserted on. So let's check. Show IP interface brief. So we have fast Ethernet, and gigabit Ethernet. So if you see right here, or if you go right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, let's count from the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So gigabit Ethernet 5,1. So this will be the one. Makes sense. So let's move on to step 2. Actually, we already on step 2. So let's check. Click the west router. The physical tab should be active. Yep, it is active. Install the appropriate module that will add a serial interface to the enhanced high-speed event interface card. Okay, so what they want us to do is put a serial port on this one, so we could able to connect east router to the west router. If you hover over right here, modules. Nope, this one doesn't look good. This one looks good. Actually, let's turn this off and let's put this on. Yep, if you see right here, there are 2 serial ports. And let's turn this on. And yep, we are good here. So let's move on to part 3 of this packet tracer. This may be the first activity you have done where you're required to connect devices, although you may not know the purpose of the different cable types. Use the table below and follow this guideline to successfully connect all the devices. Select the appropriate cable type, click the first device and select the specified interfaces. Click the second device and select the specified interface. If you correctly connected 2 devices, you will see your score increase, okay? Like example, connect east to switch 1. Select the copper straight through cable, click east and choose Giga Ethernet. Then click switch 1 and choose Giga Ethernet. Your score should be 4 out of 52. Okay, let's try this out. The connections are right here, if you may wonder. We need copper straight through, east, Giga Ethernet 00, switch 1, Giga Ethernet 01. Perfect. So we did this, you should now be 452. So the score is right here. 4 out of 52. So let's follow this table and do our connections for this packet tracer. East, we already did this, east. So we will be using copper straight through for most of these connections. So copper straight through, east, Giga Ethernet 01, switch 4, Giga Ethernet 01. Same, east, copper straight through, fast Ethernet 01, PC1. Same, copper straight through, fast Ethernet 0/1/1, PC2, fast Ethernet 0. Same, copper straight through, fast Ethernet 0/1/3, and PC3 will be fast Ethernet 0. So we're done till PC3. Let's start with switch 1. Switch 1 right here, fast Ethernet 0, okay. Switch 1, fast Ethernet 1, PC4, fast Ethernet 0. Same for PC5, as well as PC6. So we're done with PC6. Switch 4 using copper crossover, which is right here. Switch 4 and we're connecting Giga Ethernet 02 to switch 3 Giga Ethernet 31. Okay, so we're using 3. So we're connecting 3 to 2 with fiber cable. Fiber and Giga Ethernet 02. Giga Ethernet 51, and this one will be Giga Ethernet 51 as well. Perfect. For switch 2, we'll be using copper straight through to connect PC 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Switch 2, 7, PC 8, as well as PC 9. Perfect. So will be last step for this activity. we're connecting east router to the west router with a serial DCE. Serial DCE serial 000. Just if you guys was wondering why we put serial module on the router west, this was the reason, so we could able to connect this too. So we'll be connecting to 0/0/0 on the west router as well. This is just a rubric. If you see down here, it's 52 out of 52. So we scored all good. So we're done with